After forging weapons in the Black Armory DLC for 3 weeks, I am exhausted. I've shredded through enemies of all types across the galaxy and handled more balls than I'd care to admit, but in the process I've collected powerful weapons that are shaking up the meta and making me rethink my favorite loadouts. This week we're headed back to Nessus, but to the Izanami Forge to talk about 2 more weapons. Let's get started. The Blast Furnace is an aggressive 4-burst pulse rifle. At the start of this week, it walked onto the scene with one goal in mind: to make every other aggressive pulse rifle obsolete. And it's succeeding, but not by much. It can roll with a nearly identical set of perks and traits to the Go Figure and Right Side of Wrong pulse rifles, but its base stats are slightly higher across the board, which means it's slightly better than the competition. But when I look to the Black Armory's weapons, I don't want something slightly better, so I'm very disappointed. Up to this point, the Black Armory's weapons have been statistically as good or better than other weapons, with the caveat being they have access to powerful, unique perk and trait combinations. This is no longer the case, but with that in mind, the Blast Furnace is still a good weapon, the best in class. So, if you don't already have a masterworked Go Figure, get your ass to Nessus and start forging. Outlaw and Feeding Frenzy paired with Rampage or Kill Clip will make the Blast Furnace as strong as it can be, but it has access to other combinations if you're more interested in making a weapon with better overall quality of life instead of raw damage output. I've never been a fan of weapons with poor handling, so despite my love for the 4-burst pulse rifles concept, I tend to stay away from them. With drop mag, snapshot sights, and slide shot, my rifle always has a quick reload, phenomenal aim down sights and swap speed, and when I'm feeling fancy, I can slide to partially reload my magazine. Overall, if you're a big fan of 4-burst pulse rifles, then it could be worth grinding the Blast Furnace and searching for your ideal perk and trait combination. It has access to everything you find on the Go Figure and Right Side of Wrong, as well as a few unique options like Slide Shot, Feeding Frenzy, and Ambitious Assassin. For mods, aggressive pulse rifles can feel difficult to control, so a counterbalance stock might be helpful to you. But I'd recommend getting used to the weapon's kick and opt for a minor spec, or if you have Rampage on the gun, a Rampage spec. For your armor perks, you most likely won't need to use any pulse rifle related perks, but if you plan on using a Blast Furnace without Feeding Frenzy, Outlaw, or Drop Mag, a pulse rifle loader on your gloves will make your weapon feel smoother. In conclusion, the Blast Furnace is the best aggressive 4-burst pulse rifle, but it's only the best by a few stat points, so it's not that exciting. Thankfully, forge weapons always come in pairs, so this week's forge isn't a total loss. The Spiteful Fang is a lightweight bow, which means it grants you increased mobility, has a quick draw time, but a relatively low accuracy. Unlike precision bows, you'll find your shots missing their mark once they push beyond medium range, but within medium and close range, the Spiteful Fang is the definitive king, and exactly what I expect from the Black Armory. It's exhilarating to slay enemies with a bow like the Spiteful Fang, but in truth, it's not that much different from using a hand cannon. However, the differences are important. Phenomenal hipfire accuracy makes close-range engagements feel quick and free-flowing, especially if you have a high mobility stat to increase your strafing speed. And when you need to fight mid to long range, aim down sights for a pinpoint accurate shot. Now, I did say that lightweight bows have a relatively low accuracy, but the Spiteful Fang has made sure to fight against that with bowstring and arrow perks that raise your accuracy, and traits like Rangefinder and Moving Target. Rangefinder increases your zoom factor and effective range, and Moving Target improves your movement speed and target acquisition while moving and aiming down sights. If you're not interested in compensating for the Spiteful Fang's weaknesses, you can kit this bow with Archer's Tempo and Rampage, the gold standard for every bow. Archer's Tempo reduces your draw time after landing a precision hit, and Rampage increases your damage after killing an enemy, and this buff can stack 3 times. This combo will allow you to slay targets one by one extremely efficiently if you can get a good rhythm going. For mod selection, I find that bows don't have a clear hierarchy, but the mod you choose depends heavily on how you like to use the weapon. For quality of life, you have the Freehand Grip and Target Adjuster. Freehand Grip will tighten your hipfire reticle a lot and make landing precision hits from hipfire significantly more consistent, and thus improving your close quarters capabilities. If you want to feel more crisp at long range, a Target Adjuster is your best bet. If you're less interested in the quality of life of your bow and only care about damage, a Rampage spec or a minor spec is the way to go. Simply put, the Spiteful Fang is a dream come true. It has all of the positive qualities of a lightweight bow, it's quick and flexible, but it has the option to roll with perks and traits that make it feel a bit more like a precision bow at longer ranges. It's a good deal and well worth your time if you're a fan of bows in Destiny. If you're not, this is a great place to start. And there we go, that's going to do it for the third week of the Black Armory. The Blast Furnace was a little bit disappointing, but the Spiteful Fang brought some life back into my heart. The lightweight bow archetype is a lot of fun, but up until this point, there's only been one of them, and it didn't have access to random perk and trait rolls, so it's very fun to try different combinations and see which one works best. For next week, I don't believe Bungie is releasing another Black Armory Forge or any Black Armory related content, so there may not be a Forge video next week, but there will still be a Destiny 2 video, so stay tuned for that. And of course, as always, if you'd like to support the channel more than you already do just by watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing, you can head over to patreon.com/iBluairJgR and become a patron. With all of that said, the name of the game is Destiny 2, the name of the channel is iBluairJgR. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.